So today I'm going to show you how to use your students' Google Classroom and how to navigate their Google Classroom, starting from the sign-in process all the way through looking through their different assignments that they have completed. So first thing that you will do is go to google.com, and if you're on your student's Chromebook, it should already automatically be logged in, but you can access their Google account from any device. So going to sign in, and then what you will do is your students' login information is their student ID number at students.ankenyschools.org, and their password should be their birth date, month, and year with their their first, middle, and last initial. So now that I have logged in, this is the initial screen that it will bring me to, and we have right here what I call the Rubik's Cube. Some people also call it the waffle, but you are going to click on this to view the different Google apps, and Google Classroom is where you will go to see all of your students' classes that they are enrolled in. So here's the students' classes. You can see that they have a lot of different Google Classrooms that they are enrolled in. Some of them may be older classes that they no longer use. So I'm going to walk you through just some suggestions of how to help your students organize all of these different classes that they have, and also how to get rid of some old classes, maybe from elementary school, or if you have a seventh grader from their sixth grade year. So first recommendation is I would have students organize their Google Classrooms in order of the period that they have them. So the nice thing about Google Classroom is that you can drag and drop classes around and move them. So the first thing, like I said, first thing I would do is move them around. So you can see period 6, period 7. A lot of them are labeled with the period that students have them, which makes it easy. So have your student go through and organize their Google Classroom based on their period 1 all the way to their advisory. So I'm going to pause here and do that really quickly for the student. So I've gone through and organized the student's Google Classroom. You can see how the day progresses. So literacy is a 2-period class. So you can see that period 1-2, period 3A day, period 3B day, period 4A day, period 4B day, 5th period, 6th period, 7th period, 8th period, and advisory. So you can see all these extra classes after. Your student will know, if they need that or not. So like this is this student's first quarter exploratory class, so no longer needed. So these 3 dots right here, she can unenroll in that class if she would like to kind of clean up her Google Classroom. The class of 2026, or for 6th graders, the class of 2027, do not unenroll in that class simply because it's how counselors communicate with students throughout their school career. So not just at Prairie Ridge, they use it at Northview as well. So and at Centennial. So this is a Google Classroom that they will be using for years. So do not have your student unenroll in that one. There's some other classes on here I'm not going to touch because the student may know what they need and what they don't need. But my biggest recommendation for organization in Google Classroom is have your student reorganize, drag and drop their classes so that they are in order. That'll just make it a lot easier to be able to navigate through their day versus scrolling and trying to find their class. I'm just going to go through some of the different features here on Google Classroom to show you as a parent how to navigate from the student lens. So there's a couple of things that are really nice. These 3 lines right here are your main menu. Since we've organized our Google Classroom in order, notice how our classes in our main menu are also in order. So you can see those in the sequence that you have them. So you can go through and click on any class from the main menu and access that class. So there's different features once you get into a specific classroom. One is the stream. The stream is where teachers post different announcements and directions or reminders. So you can see in literacy, this teacher has posted different announcements. It's very similar to Facebook, where the newest posts are on top. Another piece is classwork. This is where teachers are going to post all of their class assignments. And you can see that they have different resources. They also have it listed by week. So these are the resources for, November 9th through the 13th. If, specific rubrics or guides, things that are not assignments, but more materials could be in specific resource folders. But then you can see this week we have the week of the 16th through the 20th. So these are the assignments that are due this week. You can click on these assignments and it will actually show you a more expanded version. However, I would also recommend viewing the assignment because it will bring you to this window. It will have the directions, it will have the links or the attachments that you need. And then when they are finished, so this is one where they just complete the Pear Deck and then they come in and they mark it as done. That will show that they completed that work. Another example would be this assignment here, where this student has their own Google Doc that has been assigned to them, where they actually have to click on that Google Doc and go through and complete it using the directions that they have. And then once they complete the assignment, they can turn it in directly from the Google Doc so that the teacher gets it and can grade it. You can also turn it in from this screen right here. So if I click turn in, it will prompt me to make sure that I want to turn in my work. I can also, if I turned it in and oops, I didn't mean to, I forgot something or I need to fix something, I can also unsubmit it, and that allows me to go back in and edit. So if we go into the other classes, you can see the same features. There's always the stream and there's always the classwork tab. So this is a new PE, just added students to a new Google Classroom with moving to our continuous learning plan so that they had them split up by hybrid groups, but they now have them all in the same group. So the PE one is new, and that is just how they are structuring their days. So health stream, you can see the announcements. Classwork, you can see the assignments, all based on the weeks that they have them. You will notice that things have due dates. They turn a gray color. Once they're past due, they turn orange, if they are still assignments. So you can see that they give the specific directions. They have the videos or attachments that they need. And when it's done, students will mark as done. Let's find another class. We'll go to science. So you can see the same thing. The stream has all the directions. The classwork has the different lessons or the different activities that they need to do. So now that I've walked you through some of the different features of the individual classes, the individual Google Classrooms, I'm going to take us back to our main screen and show you a couple of different features that can generate some to-do list for students. So if teachers have posted something and it has a due date attached to it, that will show up on a to-do list for your student. So some things you can go back and see like what has been assigned, what is missing, what is done. So you can look at all of the things that your student has submitted. Notice these blue numbers with the little drop-down menu. You can see everything for classes that have ever been turned in. And you can still access those from this screen. You can click on them, you can see it. So that's an easy way to look at what they've already done, to make sure that they turned it in, to make sure that they filled it out according to directions, different reasons why you could use that done. You can also filter it down to a specific class. So if you want to look at just 7th grade health, you click on 7th grade health and it will just narrow it down. So instead of looking at 100 and hundreds of assignments that have been done, it narrows it down just to health. The missing category would be things that are past due. So I will go to all classes. You can see that this student has some assignments that are past due. Now, some of these, it could just be they did it, they just didn't go in and mark it as done, or they didn't turn it in. So those are things to check, but this missing assignment will generate a list. What I would focus on is not the assignments that are missing from, September or August. I wouldn't focus on those assignments. I would first focus on the assignments that are most recent, because we're looking at, getting kids as caught up as possible, but also don't want to overwhelm and inundate them with 26 missing assignments. This student has some things on here from previous years too. So my guess is that this student has done most, if not all, of these assignments, and it's just she just needed to hit turn in or submit. So, but like I said, you can click on these and you can actually see it. This is that literacy assignment that it looks like she completed everything. It was just a matter of she needs to turn it in. So some tips there. Going back to the to-do list, you can also look at what is coming up. So you can look at what is, what's going to be due this week. What are some things that my student needs to work on, and what's the specific due date? So you can also see with assigned what's coming up for this week in all of the classes. Sometimes teachers post things ahead of time as well. So band has some things posted for next week, and art has something posted for an upcoming time as well. So there's a lot of things that you can do using this to-do list. The filtering works great if you just want to look at specific classes where things might look a little overwhelming. If you look at them all and then narrowing it down and filtering it down to one class at a time can really help. So that is accessed just from that main menu and that to-do list. You can also look at things that have no due date assigned to them. That's always an option too. This looks like when students have old classes that they're enrolled in, it could still have some of those things pop up. So notice how this is from the 2016-2017 school year. That's probably a classroom that student could unenroll in, since it is not that period, not that year anymore. So that's simply going back and unenrolling them so that they can take off all of those kinds of things that come up on their list. So to-do list can be accessed from the main screen, just this to-do list button, but also when you go to this main menu screen, you can also access it from here as well. So a couple different ways to do that. The other thing that I would show would be the calendar. You can also see these things pop up on the calendar. If you prefer calendar view, you can filter it down to specific classes, and you can click on those assignments from the calendar as well. So that's just kind of preference on if you prefer to look at a list or if you prefer to look at a calendar. Great visuals, both work really well. So that's about all that I have for our Google Classroom tutorial. I'll go over again. I would just recommend having your student organize their Google Classrooms in the order of their day, the sequence of their day. That will help them navigate their synchronous classes that they'll have live in their asynchronous classes. One thing I did forget to mention is that for our remote learning, our continuous learning, is that teachers will be posting their video links in their Google Classroom. So if a teacher is using Google Meet, their Google Meet will actually show up here in their banner. It will be a Google Meet link right underneath the title of the class. If they are using Zoom, then it will come up in the stream. It can also come up in classwork. So it'll be a couple of different places. Teachers are working really hard with students this week just to practice getting on in each class so that they know where to find the link and how to navigate their classes from home. So if you have specific questions about Google Classroom, we would love to help you. Just give our main office a call, and they'll connect you with one of the administrators or a counselor, and we can help walk you through how to support your student. Thank you.